What up, though? It's your boy Willie Styles in the building. Welcome to tonight's show. Sonny, Hank, y'all want to say what up?
I forgot I was on mute. Hey guys.
What's up, gang? Busy day for us. Busy day for us, Sonny. This is show number 3
Facts,
for me.
facts.
You said show number 3?
Number 3. That's what I'm trying to get something to eat. That's why I had the camera off.
Oh, got you. Oh, man, it'd be like that. Dang.
Nah, we did the premiere of the first live show on the BS3 radio, on the BS3 network. I keep saying radio because it's usually radio.
Yes.
The BS3 network. We did the video of the first podcast link live show. Bless you. The video of the first podcast link live show is running right now because they're playing the replay right now. So you know, have to review the game tape for that one. So you know, we can stream that in the background for your situations to get those numbers juiced. And we had to do the Yellowstone recap with Dan and Kelly. Now me and Nod just was on the phone going like, "Yo, that's crazy, nigga. We was on TV, like TV." So you know, round of applause, Sonny, for yourself and all of us. Take a bow. I always tell niggas, you know, it ain't bragging if it's true, and we are now TV stars.
Nice. Congratulations. That's what I'm talking about.
Right.
I'll definitely be checking out that replay. Make sure y'all check that out. Tell them where to find it again, Hank.
That is BS3 Network on the Roku TV app. If you do not have that, we can send you the link to the website, which is bs3tvlive.com, which right now they are playing the show right now, or we be on demand, so you can catch us anytime over there.
Bet it up. I'll post a link here in a second. For sure.
I'm about to send it to you.
All right. Appreciate it.
I'm going to be on and off the screen. I got a lot going on over here, as you can tell tonight.
Right. No, I feel you. Well, tonight's show should be a little more lighter. Well, a few topics are going to be a little heavy, but most of these are going to be pretty light. So we're going to
rundown you got.
Right. So we're gonna.
Damn, I got an episode I got to send you too, bro. I got an episode.
Oh, okay, for sure. No worries. So yeah, tonight we're going to talk about what's trending this week, news, topics, drama, all the things going on. Actually, I wasn't planning on doing this topic because I didn't even know about it until now. But just quickly, I don't know if you guys heard the news about, and I don't know when this dropped, if this was earlier today or late yesterday, but I guess apparently they have but they officially tied Jay-Z to some type of shenanigans with Diddy. There's a young lady that's suing Jay-Z in civil court, which I want to get to that in a second, that part of it in a second, but suing Jay-Z in civil court along with Diddy and some other folks regarding an assault that happened when she was 13. So this was a case, or this was a civil case that came up, I think, earlier this year, that they only named Diddy in, and then they had named 2 unnamed celebrities, one male, one female, that were in the room at the time when Diddy allegedly committed this assault on this young lady. And yesterday or this morning, they released the update to the case where they named now that the unnamed celebrity male was Jay-Z, and that they still haven't named the female, but people are speculating that it's J-Lo. So we'll see how that progresses. What do you guys think about that situation? And did you think it was inevitable, or is this one just?
Well, we already knew it was coming. I think we already knew it was coming, right? Kat said it at the beginning of this year that it was about to go down. Jaguar kept saying stuff referencing Jay-Z and Beyonce, so I won't be surprised if she pops in there in the mix somewhere and all that hoopla. But like everybody's been saying it, and at the end of the day, it's been a lot of stuff that we hear about, but like we either don't want to believe it's true. We just like, no, they just trying to take black men down, and these black men be committing crimes and doing a bunch of other nonsense. And because they are of high stature, they don't think they're untouchable until they're not. Until like I seen mass statuses today, people were saying, "Oh, well, Jay-Z, you probably pissing up people off for you to go down too." Like it's just like Like, I love black men, right? I really do. But it's some black men that just don't love living right. And unfortunately, they get taken down after a while, be it whatever high ranking they want to be. And it's like you after you do so much stuff, and if you finally get called to the carpet, why is it they're trying to tear us black men, our black men around? No, they're trying to tear these ones down because they're out here doing stuff, and they've been doing stuff. And whether or not they were being okay for the moment, these people didn't want to take them down until they started going against the grain, is neither here nor there. They still was doing nonsense. So we can't, like, why are we excusing it because they are black? Like, why are they getting passes? Why are they getting sympathy for acts or behaviors? Like I said, this is alleged, but at any rate, if it comes out to be a stone cold hard fact, and it comes out with more information and all this hoopla, it's like, okay, like, it's not us tearing them down, it's them tearing themselves down. So, like, stop doing stuff that you can get tore down for. It doesn't matter where you reach your peak of your life. If we out here doing nonsense and somebody decides to call us to the carpet for stuff we've done, like, we can't say, oh, they trying to tear me down. Like, I was doing it. Like, you know what you was doing. You know what you wasn't doing. So maybe you shouldn't be doing things that could be called into question. Maybe you should not be doing these things, and all this stuff wouldn't come before you at some point in your life, because, you know, everything comes to light at some point. You can't hide everything. So it's just like, y'all need to be not doing certain shit, so you won't have to worry about them taking our black men down. Our black men need to stop doing shit. And it's not just black men, it's just people, period, right? But right. I just think for us, people that look like us, we're so gung-ho to kind of protect our own, which we should, because, you know, these laws ain't fair. But at the end of the day, we know these laws ain't never been fair for none of us. So we know when we get caught up, it's very different than Harvey Weinstein, or Harvey Weinstein and all those other people. It's very different for them, and how we get essentially tried twice in a court of public opinion and in real court, right? And it's like we got to be better.
So I'm listening to the Breakfast Club this morning, and they giving Hov all the benefit of the doubt that you could possibly give, and it's like, why is he the only person that y'all give the benefit of the doubt? Me personally, I don't like to accuse nobody of nothing without no tangible evidence. We don't have no evidence of physically or like, you got to see it, feel it, touch it. Like, I need something better than just your word against mine. Because your word against mine, somebody I was in the first grade with could say, I grabbed my butt in 1991 and I was sexually assaulted. Like, so you need to have some proof. I feel bad for the person who really has those situations where something happened, because you got too many people who cried wolf where they was just trying to get a check. Like, Ezekiel Elliott had the joint where the girl said he sexually assaulted her, but then the girl's texting her girlfriend, the cops is here now, what did you want me to say? So like, if something really happened, how do we go to court with somebody's text messages saying, like, what did you want me to say? They're here now.
Right.
I don't like that people has really been killing Puff this whole time based on nothing, based on no evidence. You ain't seen no videos. You seen the nut shit he did with Cassie. We can kill him for that all day long. But like, we just gonna accuse him of doing this, that, and whatever with whoever. Now we got a 13-year-old. First of all, why is a 13-year-old in LA at a fucking after party by herself? Strike one. Why is she here? Who would have let her come? Like, even if it was like on the Usher was a singer at 13, I'm quite sure he had a bodyguard, a mom, a dad, a manager, somebody. He didn't pull up Dolo. Like, who's your friend that dropped you off at 13? Then you got away and called your dad to come get you. How does your dad let you go again? You're Dolo at a party, after party. This is not a pre-BET Awards or Source or whatever the award show is. After party, which means even in Pacific time, it was, I don't know, 8:30, 9 o'clock. 8:30, 9 o'clock, your little 13-year-old ass ain't talking about, all right, mom, I'll be back. I'm about to slide to the party.
Right.
So it's too many holes in this situation, but you have to go, big game hunting. You got to throw out the most salacious name that you can get, because then that makes headlines and makes shit like this that we're talking about right now.
Yeah, I definitely feel like, like you said, Haim, that there should be some level of proof, some level of validity, things that can be evaluated, that can be corroborated, things like that, especially, in a situation that's so damning, right? To Sonny's point, you get tried in the court of public opinion as well as in the court of law. My bigger issue with a lot of these usually is that these people don't want justice; they want a check. You know what I'm saying? That's when it gets a little sketchy for me, because I'm like, if I know somebody
to the detriment of other people, because it's like you look at it like in this, and like even in this situation, I feel like even if somebody's getting a check, it might not be the kid, right? It might be the parents or whomever like chose to be.
This person's grown now. They
to be, yeah, but I'm saying in that situation, right? Child endangerment and stuff like that. It's like, look, it's just a lot to put people, like it's a lot. I think that's a very traumatizing thing to go through. So I just feel like it's to get a check, it wouldn't be suffice.
Right. Well, yeah, and that's my thing. It's like somebody did something to me that damning and that impactful and that atrocious. I want justice. I want them in jail. I want them under the jail. I want them to suffer like I suffered. And cutting me a check is not suffering, especially when they rich already. Like, where does that line up? You know what I'm saying? So I feel like situations like that. It's like why we've been told we shouldn't blame people for waiting because it's so traumatizing and they just don't want to let it out. And it's like, I get how hard that can be. I understand that part of it, but I also get that, it's a thing of, what are you really after? Are you really after justice? Or are you really after a check? Are you really after getting this person,
it could be both, though.
Yeah, and I mean,
it could be both, like,
and I'm fine with that if you feel like this person, because like the situation with Bill Cosby, right? They went for the for the jail time, right? They went for criminal charges. They did the same thing with R. Kelly. So you have people on both sides of the box, right? You have some people that were like, I want justice. You have some people like, I want the check. Some people wanted both. But it just gets a little, I think it just doesn't rub me the right way when the first thing you do is come out and be like, you know what, I want $1 million. And a lot of times these situations pop up, these court situations pop up because they've already gone to the person and said, you know what, you cut me a check right now, or I'm going to the courts. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, that's extortion. You know what I'm saying? It's blackmail.
Or it could have been, or for me, I see, I'm gonna take it a step further. I feel like in this situation, had this girl been 12, 13, or whatever the case may be, her parents could have got a check cut, an NDA, got something, and it's in the third, and this kid, like, and I think of everything so steps ahead. I feel like in this situation may have been the parents got paid, right? Because why would you leave your minor around somebody that's grown and leave them at a party and stuff like that? Stuff happens, your kid tells you some stuff. Now you feel bad like a parent. You don't want to feel embarrassed because you put your child in danger, child endangerment and shit like that, right? So you go to Jay-Z or his people and say, hey, give me some amount of money, I'll sign the NDA and won't do nothing about it. Okay, but what about that child? Because that child didn't sign an NDA. That's a minor. Yeah. Like, they didn't enter in this contract. So it's like, well, you paid my parents, so now I'm like, that's to sexual assault and rape is like a lasting thing you deal with. It doesn't go away. It's not something that you can heal from and be fine. Like, that's a lot of trauma that you have to deal with in your life, stuff you get through, stuff you got to work through. Some people be in therapy. Some people just lose their goddamn mind and do other things and just be messed up in life in general. Some of us make it out okay, right? But maybe like they're like, now I want, like, you paid my parents, so rightfully so, like, you paid them, give me some money. And it's not necessarily like that's going to ease the pain, but like at least give me something. Because in that situation, you like and it makes me think of like with R. Kelly and stuff. A lot of these girls, little ass girls, was going there on the behest of their parents. Like, they were able to go, and it's like, now this is happening, and it's like, no, wait, I didn't know. Like, why are you sending your child to R? Like, there's no way I'm sending my minor to an R. Kelly concert. There's nothing that she needs to be there for. Let alone, I don't care how much she loves this star, I'm not taking her in this situation, especially when after a lot of the allegations happened to were early on,
even, I'm not
and you guys are bringing him
I'm
around.
not leaving you. We can go to the show.
I'm not even taking my child to an R. Kelly concert because what are we doing? Like I mean, other than stepping on him level, and I'll be like, fine. All his songs is about sex.
Copy.
Why am I taking my kid there?
Hey, I got you. You know, I got all girls.
Like that's like taking my child to a Little Kim concert. I don't want her singing "How Many Licks to the Sin." I don't know. She can like Little Kim all she wants. You can see her when you grown. I'm not taking you as a minor. Like I love
so you
Lil'
wouldn't
Kim.
play
She's
her
the
that
best.
first panel.
And guess what? You're still not going to go see her.
Well, yeah, play her that first panel from the second live show then, Sonny.
Yeah.
But yeah, and that's the thing, you know, is that a lot of people will say, oh well, you know, they should be going after the parents, and but that's not usually what happens. And then you have the situation where you know that these underage people are at these concerts and things like that. You know, are they really just letting anybody behind, you know, backstage and all that kind of stuff? I'm sure it could happen, but yeah, it's the whole thing.
I say sue the parents still.
It feels like they're basically selling their kid, you know, for a check. You know what I'm saying? Definitely makes it.
Jump in here?
I'll be suing everybody, the parents, the artists, everybody getting sued if I was that child.
Did y'all see that R. Kelly came home today?
Wait, what? No, I didn't see that.
Did y'all didn't see, R. Kelly came home today?
Oh wow! Hopefully he's aiming for minors.
I just saw that he got out, walked out, and said like everything was we're gonna clear up all of these things. Is all I can say to y'all right now. God bless. Got in the truck and they dipped.
Did Trump pardon him?
I don't know. I seen that he just
Trump not in office yet, but
I'm just saying he could have pulled some strings, paid somebody off.
Yeah, you sure that happened today? The only thing I see is that he got sentenced to 30 years.
I said, well, I don't know if that was him, but the shit said R. Kelly released from jail. Oh, look, let me see if I can find him.
Oh yeah, no, that's
something else.
Maybe
too,
that was something else.
So something else too, like we talking about these situations. Like you said, Sonny, when somebody has one of them, this is my problem with them. This is why I need evidence, because the girl who it really happened to, that 19-year-old that happened to get to the party because she was cute, and her cousin was the background dancer and whatever. The girl who got in there and was like, "Oh my God, I'm in a party with this person and that person," and something really happened to her. And it's like, again, if you just we was partying at a party, and the next thing you know, I'm laying in a room and it's dark and some bad shit didn't happen here. I feel bad for those situations where this shit really happened to this person, because you have a million people who gonna say this happened to me too, and if you don't give me $1 million, then we gonna come out with all of this. They gonna tell you we got pictures, I got this, I got that, and then they don't have any of this tangible evidence. This is the thing, like you gotta at least tell me the nigga got a star on his left hand. So then when you line up all the niggas and you look at their hands, and the star's right there, so you know.
Yeah, but I don't think you could come up. Is it an actual case or is it just allegations?
This is what I'm getting. The court of public opinion is what you said from the rip. The court of public opinion already said I did it. Fuck that the case got threw out 6 months from now. Every time people see my picture, they go, "Oh, that nut ass nigga, that's the nigga who pours such and such in the girls' drinks at the parties and all of that." Like, your name has already been dragged. So now you done spent however much money on a fucking lawyer to fight the case for the shit to get threw out because they had no evidence because ain't nothing happened. Like, that's the shit that, like, how do we combat the person who really has some shit versus the person who just crying wolf just to see if they can get a check too?
But I think, and I think in that situation, this is why we treat every, like, and this is why it's to the detriment. And this is why I personally feel like any case that's brought to you, treat it like it's true, right? And until otherwise, like it benefits you to treat it like it's true and investigate, right? And if it comes up that person is lying, I feel like they should be charged.
Yeah.
With it should be automatic defamation of character, automatic. Like they should be able to. It shouldn't be that other person like this. Because if I come and say Hank did XYZ and it's a bold-faced lie, and I got you out here in these streets looking crazy, and then it comes back that I'm lying, you shouldn't have to file paperwork for me to be sued for defamation. I should already be charged with that because I made a false report. whatever you could charge as far as making a false report, defamation, and then you can also sue me civilly because I done sat here and did all this nonsense to essentially fuck up your whole business, your whole life,
to fuck up
like that. So I feel like with that this is why I feel like the only way we combat that is if we treat everything like somebody saying the cold hard facts. Whether or not we think they lying or not, this is, you said this happened to you. All right, we're gonna investigate it to the best of our ability. As soon as we find you lying, it's up for you. Now you're facing jail time, and that should be a thing where now you have done this and caused this big uproar, wasted tax dollars, wasted all this stuff. So now you're charged and you're facing jail time, not community service, not no goddamn fines, jail.
Right. Yeah.
And that will stop people from lying, because as a person who has experienced sexual assault and rape, it's like there's no way. Like I can't see someone like, how dare you make up that lie? Like, how dare you do something like that? And you know it was a lie. And this is why a lot of people that go through that don't speak up, because they're automatically, it's already automatic. Like if we say this happened to us, it's already a lie, because you know that person. I don't know, they would never do nothing like that. It's always something like that about that person that's doing it. It's not, oh, he looks like he would do that. It's never that. It's, oh, this beloved person, they would never, they could pillar the community and blah, blah, blah. And this person out here doing weird shit. And so it's automatically, we're getting assaulted twice, because we suffer that shit through the assault. Got to go to the police and report it, and they're trying to poke holes in the story, let alone going to court and if you a person that has any sexual past, it's like multiple times you're sitting there getting raped to talk about what happened to you. So this is why people don't say shit.
Right.
This is why people holding on. This is why people don't say nothing, which is a problem in itself, because when you don't say something, that means it allows somebody else, something to happen to somebody else.
Just like
I mean, I think
parents in the situation where they put the kid in a situation and they got a check, and now it's 20 years later. You still dealing with that shit 20 years later. It didn't go away.
Exactly.
Your mom got 60 grand in cash. Like, now when you're the 35-year-old instead of the fucking 13-year-old, and you still been fighting with this shit and can't understand, like, it kind of fucks up the way the woman could have looked at love, or a man could have looked at love. Like Smooth always say, protect the boys like you protect the girls. You could have fucked.
I say that messes up so many boys. That
fucks up it could fuck up your whole mindset towards a relationship.
Is that your whole mindset?
You don't even know.
Yes, but like that's why I say
your life in general.
This is why I think me and I gonna have this conversation, because I feel like a lot of men ideal towards women and sex is jaded because they were assaulted, and they don't look at themselves as a victim, and they don't even understand what happened to them, right? Because you're like, a lot of the stuff that our boys go through and y'all go through is being introduced to sex early on. And it's considered a rite of passage, and it's not. It is not. And this is why you got men that look at women only as sexual beings. They can't, they objectify them.
But they can't separate the two things.
They can't, there's no other way any man will interact with you outside of sex. And their thought process is fucking jaded. And it's like, how do you deal with somebody like that? Like, that's trauma talking. That's, you have been through some shit, whether or not you want to really sit down and have that conversation and go through therapy and work through yourself. It's a lot of men that don't understand, like, why their reaction and why their thought process about women are jaded. And it's because of that.
Right.
Like you just said. So this is like not even trying to just promote the show. When the boy shouts out from the crowd, he's saying like that type of shit. Like, you don't even know like what a healthy situation looks like.
Oh yeah, the one who picked the song.
Yeah. You don't even know what a healthy situation looks like, though. If you only been in these toxic situations, you don't even know how to love a woman without it being a physical situation, because you may have never been put in that situation, or you may have never seen it, or don't even understand that is a thing, that you could love that person beyond just the physical want to have sex with them. You could look at anybody coming down the street and say like, damn, I'll hit her, or damn, I'll give him some. Like, that's just your, human nature. But not even knowing how to decipher the difference between sex and love could be a whole different topic, because you haven't been even shown that, or don't even know that you haven't been shown that. You could be 46 and still like, I know what love is.
Right.
You haven't known what love was all season.
It's season 4, nigga. You still lost.
At that part.
Right. Exactly. So that actually is a good segue into this next topic. I was going to save this for later, but I'm going to go ahead and pop this one in, talking about, as we go through life and go through dating, go through love, and then even trauma, as we get more experienced, are we more susceptible to self-sabotage?
I think so.
Is that experience or those traumas causing us to be more susceptible to self-sabotage?
I believe so, because if you're not like to Haim's point, and like the guy that interjected in the live show, when you so used to toxic and like not understanding what a good relationship looks like, it's like when you get somebody, it throws you off. It's almost like it's almost like getting upset. And it's funny because I'm a female and I'm gonna say this. It's like getting upset when you so used to dating toxic guys, right? Mm-hmm. I've had this happen. To me personally, like I felt this way at times too. When I'm like when you're used to guys just not doing right, and a little bit that they do, you like praise them. Mm. And then sometimes you get this feeling like they doing too much, but they not, right? So them doing what grown men supposed to be doing in a relationship might irritate you because like, why he doing all that? Oh, and you start picking it apart, right? Because you're not used to that. You used to Joe Schmo who ain't never did shit. It did the bare minimum. And you was like, oh God, yeah, he like it's almost like the baby mom, baby dad situation, right? Everybody used to toxic baby mom, baby dad situation. Mm-hmm. So when you have a mature mother and father who are no longer together that can co-parent without bullshit, right? You start to get upset when your communication is normal. Like you date a guy, you're like, why are you always like they sitting there on the phone talking about their kid and blah blah blah. Like it's if you're
things that could be wrong, that when
if you're used to toxicity, you're like, bitch, you ain't supposed to like her. Why are you on the phone with his baby mom? Like, no, they actually have a cohesive conversation about their kid. It ain't nothing else but like, yeah, Junior got to do blah blah blah, and okay, blah 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 blah, and this and third, and that might bother some people. Like, why you talk to the baby mom? Like they cool, and it's like, no, we just got past the point that we're not gonna be together, but we're gonna do what's right for our kids. But some people are stuck in that toxicity that they start.
We could be good co-parents,
like he doing too much for her. Like he doing too much for her. Like if he doing normal dad shit, but like you used to deadbeat dad, so like you kind of like now you argue with him about him talking to his baby mom too long, and it's like nobody talking about the kids. Like you were present in the phone call, in the phone conversation. You could hear her, we could hear the dialect. It wasn't nothing weird, but that might seem like something wrong, and now you nitpicking and arguing with him. So you sabotaging your relationship because you're not used to what's normal. You used to them not talking to each other, and to me, I feel like if they're not talking to each other in this like a bitter situation, I feel like it's still some feelings involved. Right? That's normal. If you sitting there always arguing about nothing, ain't got shit to do with the kids, but y'all arguing, like that's a red flag. But to some people that might be considered normal. So I feel like that's a point that a lot of people self-sabotage.
Yeah.
Chaos is normal for some people.
Yeah.
Some people have only ever seen chaos. Just like you said, we could have been, me and you had a kid together, like we could have been great as co-parents and just not good for each other. Like you're a good mom, I'm a good dad, but in a relationship, we just don't mix. Excuse me.
Yeah.
My bad. I told y'all I still was trying to finish eating. Some people just don't understand even what that looks like. Like I remember before me and my wife was together, and it was like after my daughter was born, it was like, all right, so how do I really explain this to her? Because she ain't my baby mom, and I'm never gonna call her that. We don't have a bad rapport. I'm not gonna not answer the phone if she calls me. I'm not going to demean her and talk down about her because that's what you're used to. Because what you're used to is not right or normal. You may not recognize that it ain't, but like it's a hard pill to swallow to realize you've gone through 40-something years of life and that you've just been looking at things the wrong way because you had no idea that other thing was over here. I seen this clip the other day where it's a girl talking and she's like, some women having like when a man wants a woman to. When a man comes into a woman's life and she ain't never had like a dad or a male structure or no type of father figure, then how do you expect her to capitulate to like that this man is taking care of these things. If she's never seen that, she doesn't know that that's a thing. Like, if I always watch my mom handle every fucking thing because there was no dude, how am I just gonna fall straight into letting this dude handle it? You kind of gotta walk each other through that, but you have to also realize that you need to grow in this relationship. You gotta realize if we come into a relationship, I did this episode before, you gotta lose a little bit of yourself to be in a relationship because it's not about what I did and what you did, it's about what we're doing. Like, y'all could have put the ketchup in the refrigerator at your house and we could have left it in the cabinet at my house, but we got to find out what's going to work for our house. You can't always tell me about how you grew up. I can't always tell you about how I grew up because we could have both grown up in bad situations. And now we're bringing those bad situations together. And guess what? We're showing our kids a bad situation. So the cycle will continue if nobody ever realizes, like, maybe we should reevaluate this. Maybe we should talk about this. Maybe we should look at it. Maybe we should talk to somebody about some of this shit. People just be so like, don't want to be embarrassed about these situations that they keep it all internalized. And then you realize when you're 57, like, damn, I really was drawing all that time.
Right. So Chris, what up, though, Chris?
Hey, Chris. Hey, Jamie.
Came in and said, I believe that when most guys cause toxicity in their relationship, it's generally rooted through peer pressure to be a beast or the top dog in the eyes of their friends. He says, trust me, I've been a victim of peer pressure and probably messed up a few relationships. And I mean, nowadays, I feel like it's not just peer pressure from your friends. It's the peer pressure from the internet, right? It's from social media. It's from the blog, or not the blogs, what do you call them? The podcasts and the podcast bros and the incels telling you that, oh yeah, you got to be this kind of guy, or you got to be this kind of man in this relationship. You got to demand respect and you got to be a certain way. And then, like, one of the things I always hate to see is people saying, oh, it's normal to be in a, arguments and having disputes all the time and drag out fights, or it's always normal to go through hard times in a relationship before you have good times because that's just love. And it's like, yeah, I can believe that you can work through some of those things, or that you can have some of those things happen and they be at a minimum, and maybe not the everyday, all day, every day kind of thing. But if it's something that you'll have a challenge with at some point, I can see people working through that, but not an all day, everyday thing. Not that's all your relationship is about, is toxicity, arguments, or, never agreeing on anything to the point of, just cussing each other out, things like that. Like, that's not normal. That's not love. That's not, it's like, yeah, you could love each other, but then if you can't
come home
ever get, if you can't ever get along, if you can't ever be able to just have nice, normal conversations without demeaning each other, cussing each other out, or anything like that, it may not be right for y'all to be together, or it may not be the right time, or y'all may need some serious therapy, because ain't no way that that's normal and that's what love looks like all the time. But yeah, going back to what you were saying, Hype, about the things that people end up, accepting. And I think, those are those triggers, right? The trauma triggers, where somebody might say, oh, I saw that, or I never saw my father or my mother, being this kind of way, or assuming these kind of roles in this relationship. So, seeing this guy do this is like, oh man, wait a minute, like, what is he on, or what is he trying to get out of me? Or it may even be one of those things, like you said, with the thing of not knowing how to move in this relationship because you're trying too hard to fight against it. You're like, oh, you hear that sometimes on people talking about it on blogs, or on podcasts, rather. I can't keep saying blogs. I don't think people read too many blogs nowadays.
People still read blogs.
They still write them, yeah. But when we see
one specific blog that I'm quite sure people are still into.
But yeah, so I think that people, they talk about this all the time, where they're fighting about, should a woman be submissive, or should a man really be taking the lead and paying bills, or having gender roles and things like that. So you see these fights and things like that. But you have people out here who still appreciate gender roles. You still have people out here who still appreciate working together in a good relationship. You still have people out here who are like, hey, a woman wants the man to take the lead, or a man wants his woman to be a support system for him, things like that, where, you know, it's denormalized instead of being, you know, understood that this can be okay. You know, I think that another problem is when people are so used to, you know, and I think you kind of touched on this too, Hype, was like being set in their ways, right? And you're like, and that's what I was getting at with the experience thing, because I was seeing a lot of people talking about like, you know, how they do things now and how they're not going to accept anybody coming into their life and changing that, you know. And it's like, yeah, sometimes I think you can kind of get into a routine, you can start doing things a certain way, but to Haim's point, you got to learn how to move a little differently when you get in a relationship. You got to understand that you can't be out in the streets all the time if you're going to be in a relationship with somebody. You can't be at work 24/7 if you're going to be in a relationship. You're going to be
compromise.
Exactly. You got to be able to compromise.
If you're going to be on the streets, find somebody that's okay with you being out in the streets all the time.
Yeah, you got to be able to give some time to that person and actually work on the relationship if you're going to be in a serious, committed relationship with them.
Yeah, I feel like too is like when we say about peer pressure, it's a lot on social media, right? It's a lot. It's a lot of podcasters. It's a lot of people saying a lot of different things, and people get caught up in it, and then they run with the ideal. Because I think too, like that's what like the algorithm is for. It aligns with your thought process and stuff you speak into existence. So when you feel strongly about something, everything you're going to see the next couple of weeks is what you've been talking about, right? And it's like this. See, I'm right, and it's like no, you could be wrong, and you just got that part. You stuck on that ideal, and you keep speaking it. So that's why it's that same thing. It's almost like saying I want to buy shoes, right? If I keep saying I want to buy shoes, I want to buy shoes. I'm pretty sure when I go on my Instagram, my Facebook, or wherever I'm going, it's just shoes. I'm gonna get some emails about some shoes like that. So when you say these certain things, or you feeling the kind of way, and you somehow put your mood out there, all these things are going to align with your thought process. I think people get hung up on that, right? Yeah. So you're like, yeah, see, I know all I keep saying, so I know I'm right. My thought process is right. And it's like, no, like sometimes I have to check myself sometimes too, because I don't want to say I'm stuck in my ways. I just feel like sometimes I can be, because I'm a Taurus and I'm stubborn, right? But I also feel like it's a healthy compromise of things. Like you have to kind of balance it out. Like you said, there's no relationship that doesn't work without the work. You have to kind of work with each other and find out what works for you guys. So what worked with Joe Schmo is not going to work with this Schmo, or what worked with Judy ain't going to work with Jan. So you got to kind of figure out what works and makes you guys work and move forward. And I feel like a lot of people, I don't want to say listen to people, like listen to other people, get advice from like-minded individuals without somebody had them step outside the box and think. And I'm grateful to have certain people that around me that will, if I'm thinking about something and I have like a thought process about something, and I'm like, why am I like, I'm not seeing what the end goal is. I need somebody to help me like think something different. Like not necessarily think something different, but like take my mindset outside the box. I'll get in my head about stuff and be stuck on it, and then I'll bring it back to the situation and be like, this is X, Y, Z and stuff like that. And it brings that self-sabotaging thing out. And sometimes you got to kind of help yourself, especially when you're so used to doing things. Like for me, it's a lot of stuff that I'm used to doing solo, and I have to bring it back to like, it's somebody here. Like, you ain't got to do it, but it's second nature. Like you said, if like to Heinz's point, if you're so used to, it's not that I didn't see somebody do it. It's just that I've been doing it so long for so many years. It's like, what? Like, I just did it without the thought in the world, didn't think to ask, nothing. And it's like, hey.
Right.
Do you see me here?
Chris said if you grew up in that environment, it may be all that you know. But like you said, sometimes it could be the environment you just created for yourself.
Yeah, I grew up in a 2-parent household, so I definitely saw like the cohesiveness of relationships, right? Yeah. But you're talking about after I had my daughter, it was just me solo for a period of time. I've dated people like that, but like, I was engaged at one point to a guy that did stuff, and even his struggle with me was like, hey, like, I'm here. Right. Like, and that's what I struggle with to this day. And it's like I have to compromise, and I feel like losing a bit of myself, but it's like a fight, because it's like I can't be dependent, but like, no, I need to be. Like, this ain't gonna work, girl.
I like to think of it not just being dependent, but being more deliberate about showing your love in the manner of giving time to that person or sharing experiences with that person. You know, showing your love for them through that. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't have to be a complete compromise. It can just be another method.
Because I'm taking the trash out, and he like, girl, I was on my way, but why you touching the trash? I'm like,
you gotta remember why did you decide to be with this person? You gotta remember that, like you said, if I've been by myself for long enough, I gotta remember, why did I even want her to be here? Why did you want him to be here? It's because you didn't want to have to do all of this shit by yourself. Yeah, like you said, some things might be second nature, where it's like, all right, when I get paid on the 13th, I always paid the electric bill. But you could have forgot. Like, me and my wife did this all the time in the beginning of the marriage, because I never wanted her to have to like pay none of the bills. So then it was like, all right, you got your own pride, and it's like, all right, well, you pay this. And it's like, she never brought up if she paid it or not. You know how many times we both paid the cable bill? We'll be like, she ain't never say nothing, so I'm gonna just go ahead and log into the account and make sure that we sent these niggas $600 or something. So like, you gotta kind of think, for why am I with this person? If I didn't think that this person could handle whatever other task, then I shouldn't be with them. If I have to check up on everything behind you, then I don't need to be with you. Maybe I've made a bad decision. But you gotta always think about the other person. Like, you can't, if you're going to get something to eat, you on your way home, you ain't gonna get a platter for one.
That stuff I'm used to. It's just like, for me, it's like household stuff, like the trash, like, you know, I've been them started doing something and pick something up. He look at me like, bitch, you don't see me, right? Like,
oh yeah.
Like, because he'll be getting up, and I already be like, in my mind, like, because I'm already boop, boop, you know, in the day to day, and it's like, oh, pop.
I tell her all that my wife doesn't touch the trash. What do you know? Why the fuck are you lifting that out of the can?
Right. Yeah. I definitely think it's definitely a matter of, I mean, I forgot which one of you just said this, but just remembering why you wanted to be with this person, why you don't want to do these things for alone, and how can you best show this person that you want to be around them. It doesn't have to be 24/7 365, but at least give some time to that person, or spend time with them, and not arguing all the time. So,
Well, not to mention, those little things of care go a long way with the other person. For you to
I just, when he does, I'm like, oh, I appreciate it.
Thought about
like, I don't gotta put my garbage can back off the curb. Like, he'll pull it to the curb and then come back and then pull it.
As small as like, something as small as like you cooking, and it's like, I know Sonny don't like mushrooms, I ain't gonna put mushrooms on hers.
Right.
And when she gets the plate and she goes, well, damn, he actually thought about that. Or if it's a vice versa, and you like, all right, well, I know he don't like tomatoes with his, and then he sees it and it's like, oh damn, she ain't put the tomatoes on it. Just them little thoughts of the person makes them go like, damn, you really do care, you really did listen.
Like, oh, you love me, don't you?
Exactly, you're attentive.
For sure. All right, we're gonna flip it. Yeah, we're gonna flip the topics over now. This was a topic that came up recently. I got this YouTube video that came across my text, and it was a little shocking because I definitely didn't expect this to be a thing. But I guess apparently for the last couple of years, the IRS has been looking at possibly taxing Venmo, Cash App, and other electronic payment services for businesses. So I guess it's been discussed at the Senate level and the House level, and there's different bills where they're trying to either stop it or trying to modify this rule. And I guess the rule went into effect at one point, and then they ended up putting it on hold. The IRS put it on hold, this tax rule, where instead of being at $20,000 in transactions, they could tax at $600. So definitely would change the landscape for a lot of businesses and a lot of people who are, have side hustles and things like that.
A lot of that are trying to your kids and shit.
Services. Say it again.
You got kids in college. How the hell you sending them that? Like, so then what you
that's one thing Yeah, that's one thing I do want to clarify because a lot of people are immediately like, "Oh my God, Cash App! I get money through Cash App from my friends." It doesn't affect your friends. It doesn't affect family. It doesn't affect things like that.
So it affects businesses.
It only affects businesses. So if you have a business account, Venmo business, Cash App business,
Okay,
okay.
well then I'm good. I don't really care about numbers.
Yeah.
I will have to care about it at some point, but not right now.
But that's the thing. If you got a side hustle that you are doing business over Cash App, Venmo, or PayPal, and you've been taking advantage of that because it's been a little harder to track. It's something that you haven't really had to report. But now Venmo, Cash App, and all those services are sending that transaction history to the government if you hit $600 or more in business transactions. A lot of businesses, a lot of small businesses, a lot of mom and pop shops, a lot of people on Etsy, stuff like that, people on TikTok Shop, all that kind of stuff. Facebook Marketplace is a big one for Cash App and Venmo. So we got a lot of those people who are just trying to get by. What do you think about that impact, and what do you think is going to be the result of this if this $600?
It's just another way to try to fuck up like people making
money. Yeah.
Like,
and how? And what's the tax rate? Like, what's the tax? How high are they going to tax it? Because I mean, $600. If you got a $600 paycheck, you're not really getting taxed at a high rate anyway. I mean, but still, it's still something.
Right.
If I'm expecting 6 and now I'm getting 520, it's a difference.
Right.
No, that's why I say like it matters because and think about it, like a lot of people use businesses, like a lot of people use those businesses, and it's easier to do versus accepting cash because a lot of people don't carry cash. Zelle is through the banks. Those are like
that's what I was about to say.
And a lot of people that don't have bank cards, that's why they use those things. So I don't know. It's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, Zelle is off the radar because you can't do business transactions on Zelle, and it's bank to bank anyway. So it's something that they don't have. There's no oversight for that. That one's okay because that's like doing a wire transfer. But
it's basically they just try to fuck up. They basically try to fuck up any way that somebody tries to make some money that they can't fuck with. The same way, like when people start making money on TikTok, and then it was like, "Oh, we like to shut TikTok down." Why would you do that? Just because people making money off the shit, people making money off it, and you can't understand why they're making money off of just dancing on a fucking Sprite can or some shit.
Right.
It's something that you can't. It's something that you can't get them to work for. Something that you don't get a part of. So now you're just gonna make it in a way for you to get a part of it. Shit just nutty. But that's how that shit always go. But shit will adapt. It'll be a whole nother situation, just like you said, like Zelle. It'll be another Zelle type situation where people will be able to transfer that money and keep business running as usual.
Yeah, I mean, that's my only concern with it. Is not my only concern. I got a couple of concerns with it, but my one of the concerns that came to my mind recently was, the impact that has on, like you guys were saying, our ability to use these services to transfer money to different, hobbyists, small shops, things like that. Or even doing a Facebook Marketplace thing and being able to say, okay, you know what, I feel more comfortable doing this with a Cash App or a Venmo than doing this with cash, carrying around cash.
Showing up at this nigga house with $400 in cash, yeah.
Exactly. I want to be able to track this, or I want to be able to protect myself, or I want to be on a whim at a fair and be able to get my elephant ears. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to have to worry
about buy items at the Podcast Link live show when we was buying them banana puddings and stuff.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So my thing is that now you're going to make it harder on these businesses that they don't need these kind of tax rolls over them. They need to maybe be able to make their little bit of money and be able to put that to use, either reinvest it in their business, reinvest it into their family, or whatever the case may be. And let them live. You know what I'm saying? Because other than that, now I got to sit here and carry cash because they don't accept Venmo or Cash App anymore. There's already a lot that don't accept Cash App because they don't like the Cash App system. So I had to get over to Venmo to be able to go, because there's a lot of like little fairs and stuff around here, and those vendors, they don't like using Cash App. So I've been having to get Venmo to them. But now they're gonna hit Venmo up. That's gonna make it tough.
Yeah, and I just got Venmo because I do the water club
businesses-
at my job, so I usually accept Cash App, Zelle, or PayPal, and now I had to get Venmo because a lot of people have Venmo now. And a lot of the water companies that service our building do take Venmo. They don't take Cash App.
Yeah, yeah.
Small businesses run on the margins. So like you said, if it is just $80 here and there, $80 here and there is a make or break your profit margins. Like,
yeah,
some jobs it's like I can do this job and bring somebody, or I can do this shit by myself, or I get my wife to come, and it changes completely what you're gonna be able to make off this shit. So if you start taxing, you know, even if the percentage is something small, like the shit gonna add up eventually, and then it's gonna make people just go straight to, like you said, all right, now you're getting something done, and now you're leaving with cash on you. Because the way the world is set up, niggas know, yeah, I'm about to get this nigga $4,000 in cash for this car. You go set up at the stop sign and meet that nigga and get my $4,000 back. Like,
man,
bad situation.
Right, exactly.
Well, I was just telling Willie, even with our corner stores, like they're starting to charge like 75 cents to swipe your card.
Oh, no. I never swipe a card.
Like it's a lot of places, but like it's a lot of places. Not just that. It's not just like corner stores, but like you're like me. Like I don't carry cash. I lose cash.
Gas stations here do it.
Yeah, like I don't. Yeah, they charge more if you use a card at gas station than they charge for cash. Here too. So it's just like for me, I don't carry cash because I lose it quickly. Like you'd be lucky if I can carry $20 and surprisingly may be able to keep it by that without losing it. Like I literally give it to me 1 minute, walk somewhere else, and it's gone. I don't know where it is. It's not on me. I've lost my card, but luckily I could just get that back. But yeah, businesses out here.
I thought you were sitting there talking about how fast you spend it. You like, no, I
lose it. I lose
oh,
it.
Damn.
Like man, I can remember one day my son dad gave me $40 when our son was in diapers, and he lived across the street from a Rite Aid, and I walked across the street to the Rite Aid, got the Pampers, went to the register, didn't know where that money was, and I had to go back to this man and say, hey, listen, I don't know where it is. And he like, what you mean? And he looked at me like, what the hell are you talking about? I'm like,
my back pocket.
Really don't know where it is. So he told me to retrace my steps, and he looked at me like, you really did lose this. And I said, yeah, I don't carry cash for that specific reason. Like that's
wild.
Sonny, like literally like across the street from his house.
One of those little locket things, like the little kids carry that they can stuff stuff in.
No, I'm that person you have to remind when they get in your car. Do you have your keys, your phone? Just ask me, because you drive off. By the half time we get close to where we are, I'm like, hey, you know what? I don't even.
But that's funny. No, I do know of a couple of people who are quick to lose keys, quick to lose, or might throw some cash or throw something, off to the side, and then they forget where they threw it and all that kind of stuff. So I definitely have seen that before. But damn, not all the time. But we're gonna start a GoFundMe for that.
And, you gotta start a GoFundMe for me.
And pay you.
How many times I dropped my bank card at work, and security will call me like, hey, you left your card down here. I'm like, where is that? Like my boss, we had a fire drill. My boss sent me a picture of my bank card. I was like, oh, see, it ain't just money. But like the bank card I could get back. It's just money you can't get back.
Right, exactly.
But that's outside her car, and the security guard found it. So she comes down, running out the door. She looking all around. And my man was like, excuse me, did you drop this? She was like, oh my God, thank you so much.
Right, man. The mortgage.
No,
like $1,500.
No, I got you one, and I'll raise you. I left work to go grocery shopping with the coworker. We went grocery shopping. They took me grocery shopping. I went there, got all the groceries, got a checkout line, beep, 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 went to swipe my card, ain't had my card, my wallet, nothing. So I'm like, oh God. So my coworker thankfully had the money to cover my groceries. Mind you, I spent like 200 plus groceries. They had it. So I'm like, all right, we can go back to the job. I got my card. Got back to the job, got all the way to my desk. My whole wallet was sitting on top of my desk, along with my house key. Because how was I getting in the house?
Oh Lord. Yeah, groceries. I couldn't even get in the house to put them up.
I couldn't even pay for the groceries. I'm in the checkout line like, yeah, right. That's absolutely nothing. I got nothing going on. There's nothing.
You're just out there for cardio, Sonny.
Yeah, thank God I went with somebody that had some money, because imagine trying to excuse me, put all this back.
He's like,
I don't know.
This is an exercise in futility.
But
that's the thing, is that here that happens here though. It's the little liquor stores, the convenience stores, what they call that thing, the gas station. Like you go on the gas station, well, they already get you on the gas, 10 cents extra for using your card, and then you go into the the convenience store inside the gas station. You spend, $4 or less or $6 or less, whatever they charge. They charge you 50, 75 cents for coming under their little threshold. It's crazy, I mean, I know why they claim
coming under $10, they'll charge you.
Yeah, because they're like, they got to pay a fee to the car company, 25 cents, 35 cents, sometimes a bit more, plus a percentage of whatever the sale is. But it's like, man, that's the cost of doing business. You hear doing business, and to your point earlier, Sonny, like a lot of us don't carry cash. You know what I'm saying? I know I rarely carry cash. It's easier for me to tap to pay on my phone, use a card, whatever the case may be. And they're making it harder for us to carry cash. They're making it easier for us to use electronic payments and easier to use cards and things like that. But then we got to get penalized behind it too. It's just not fair.
They never do you like that at the Dollar Tree.
Well, that's true.
No, but Dollar Tree ain't a dollar anymore. $1.25.
It's $1.37 here.
It's $1.25 here. Well, across the bridge, everything is $1.25, and Five Below ain't Five Below no more. I'm just saying.
Oh man, Five Below ain't been Five Below in about 50 years, man. That junk is always $20, $10, $15.
I ain't gonna hold you. The first time I went in there and there was $1.25, I was halfway ready to walk back out the store.
Man, there's a store in one of the neighborhoods that I be in sometimes, and it's called Dollar Value or something like that. And they be having dollar stuff there. So I was like, at least somebody's living up to their name. But Dollar General, Dollar Tree,
the stores we got out here,
none of them, all of them false advertising.
Yeah, it's dollar stores out here, but they ain't really dollar store. Big Dollar Value is
$15, $25.
Man. All right, let me see which one I'm gonna do next. All right, I'm gonna do a quick one here. I don't know if you guys heard about this. I'm gonna see if y'all heard about this. But have y'all heard about this trend, the we listen and we don't judge trend?
I want to do that one.
No, I ain't hear about.
I'm trying to get him to do that with me. He's like, well, I'm going. I said, yeah, we're gonna end up gangbanging after that because I know he is. That's why I said he like, how we gonna make hit the money. I'm like, if we do this, because he'll been and said some shit. I'm like, hey yo, why would you say that out loud in front of people? Like it'll be the ones that here really get a reaction. Like, so this is what we doing? Like,
right.
Put that out there.
So when I first heard of this, I didn't know it was a couples thing. So I first heard of it on Twitter, and because I refuse to call it X, but I heard about it on Twitter, and people were just doing like little they were actually talking about like their sex confessions, and but just like weird sex confessions. And then I saw one for introverts. Like one of the people was talking about you can come to my house, but please do not invite me to yours. I will cancel. Like, because, they had different, little topics instead of being like a couples thing. But then when I looked up the trend, found out that, it's like a couples, couples are dealing their secrets.
Moms and dads been doing it with their kids too.
Yeah, I saw that one too. Yeah. I saw that too.
I just searched this because I didn't know what the hell y'all was
talking
about.
That is so hilarious. The one I saw with lady with that was dating a guy, was married to a guy with no legs. She was out of pocket. She said something about suspect doesn't have a leg to stand on, and he just like because. Yeah,
wow.
And he really didn't have no legs, and like he was coming at him. I'm like, hey, yo,
gotta be comfortable in that relationship.
Yeah, no, but like it was funny because he was laughing too, but it was just like, But then you got friends doing it, everything. So
right.
But I want to do that so bad. I think it's gonna be hilarious. I might punch him in the face after. I don't know.
I'm sorry. What'd you say, honey?
I said I ain't know about this one. I had to watch a couple of these videos to see if this is something I'll do.
Right. Yeah, I don't know about doing one with as a couple. Like, yeah, that one we ain't about to be saying nothing too crazy anyway. And then, you know, two, it's like it's like people are really judging you though. Like
no,
people,
that's why I said I know he would. It won't be nothing crazy, but it'd be like, yo, you ain't have to do that. Like it'll be something that he know, like it ain't too wild. But knowing him, it'll be something like, yo, why would you?
Right.
Why'd you say that? Like,
well, no,
So,
ahead,
as somebody who was at the hip hop show, again, the first panel of the hip hop show, some
oh
young
no, he
lady
would
on the
have.
show,
That would have been a perfect one.
Oh, he was there. He looked at me. He said, "Man, she's acting crazy." I said,
"No." He said, "No." We got in the car. The conversation in the car afterwards. He was like, "Hey, yo." So my sister Nara was laughing the entire way home because he was like, "So you got people out here that I want to say something. Next time I'm gonna say something."
What happened?
That's the Podcast Link live show. That's the second show coming soon to a TV.
You got to watch the replay for that one.
Nah, but that was funny though, because he was like, I'm sitting back there. You like, my baby right back there. And he like,
those ladies on the first panel, they sparked the evening off right. Like she said, what now? You like to do what, huh? Where are we going with this one?
Yeah,
her man's right there. Her man's sitting right. He's right there. That's her man.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
He was in the audience.
That's crazy. That's crazy. But yeah. So yeah, the trend. The trend could be funny. The trend could be interesting. Definitely could be crazy because I've definitely seen some wild ones out there. The ones they were doing on Twitter like 3 or 4 days ago, they were getting pretty wild. You know, I didn't believe half of them because they were just too wild. But it was definitely some wild stuff.
Niggas definitely like to overshare. If they see like, oh, you went this far, I'm gonna go this far. It's like, so
exactly.
why would you be telling your kids that though?
Yeah, no.
Certain conversations the 16-year-old shouldn't be having with their mom. I don't care how young she was when she had you. We shouldn't be crossing certain lines.
Exactly. Yeah. Some things my kids just don't need to know or be able to get access to on a replay or on a TikTok video.
Yeah, I wanted my daughter to do one with me, but I know she'll tear me up and call me ashy. Most of her commentary will be how ashy I am, and anything in relation to me being ashy. It's definitely
hard too because you light skinned.
Yeah, right.
So I'm always ashy, and she's seen some in her 22 years of life. She got ammo, and she will be tearing me up on TikTok about we listen.
You gotta get you some cocoa butter for them kneecaps, then, Sonny, and them elbows now.
Right.
Well, now that we're talking about people revealing things, this question came up recently, and I thought this was a pretty good question. And then I saw some different answers to this that some I didn't agree with, some I was like, oh yeah, that's spot on. But can the truth be disrespectful? Do you believe the truth can be disrespectful?
Absolutely, because honesty can be disrespectful depending on the person that's receiving it. Like, if your ass is too damn, I don't know, maybe you one of them all natural type folks, like you stink, and you like maybe you should grab a shower. It could just honestly, somebody could deliver that message disrespectfully.
I'm about to say that delivery is everything. That
delivery is everything, and it's not even the delivery though; it's the perception of the receiver. Like, I can give you the message, I can tell you something, and all you heard was, so I stunk, or so you didn't like it, or so you don't want this, or like they could not listen to any of that. But the truth can absolutely be disrespectful, especially depending on who's delivering the message.
Yeah.
Cuting up those answers if you're in a relationship, guys or girls.
That's why all you gotta do is, if you think she stinks, when she come home, put her in the bath. Like, baby, just come on. I made you a nice hot bubbly bath. I'm gonna soak you up and make sure I'm gonna wash you up tonight, baby. And just make sure she put that deodorant on.
Girl, I got some Tic Tacs leading you to the bathtub. Just go ahead and swallow these and then jump in.
Hey yo.
So one of the people that I saw their reaction to this, that was I kind of agree partially with what they were saying, but definitely felt like there was there, like you said, Hype, like there's the delivery portion of this, right? And there's the reception portion of it too, in my opinion. But they were saying that they felt like the truth itself, like the part of the truth of just it being true, the black and white, clear cut. If you said that person stinks, the fact that they have an odor is not disrespectful because it's the truth. And they're saying that, the disrespect that a person is seeing in that is part of their feelings, and that the truth doesn't really care about feelings. The truth is just the truth. So,
well, that's just like anything that's like offensive. Offensive is a choice. Like somebody disrespectful is like, how did you receive if somebody walked in right now and called us niggas, like, some of us may choose to be offended, some of us may choose not to be offended.
Exactly.
It's all about the receiver. Like, so you can't tell that person how to internalize what you said. Now, as an adult, you should be able to decipher the difference in the tone and the manner and who's delivering the message. If they delivering this from a place of help, hurt, or malice, like, you should be able to decipher those different things without getting too emotional.
Mm-hmm.
Again,
yeah,
I said this a couple of weeks ago, like, I didn't respond because my emotions were compromised. If your emotions are going to be compromised there because your ass stinks, and this person just told you that your ass stinks, or told you that you need to improve on this, that, or whatever the situation might be, let's not just harp on the smell. If you know that this person is coming from a place of love, if me and Willie are having a conversation, which we've had conversations where he told me, like, you're kind of looking at this the wrong way, and because it's coming from him, and I know that he's not coming from a place where he's trying to belittle me or trying to just disrespect the way that I feel about it, I know that he's coming from a place where he's trying to tell me something that I'm not seeing or not I'm understanding it. So I looked at it that way. I wouldn't do that with everybody's opinion, though. So it's about the giver and the receiver.
Yeah, no, I fully agree on that. Definitely fully agree on that.
But I feel like too, if I argue, like, I'm not a big arguer, right? But when I argue, I'm not making up anything. Anything I say to you is going to be the whole truth, nothing but the truth, and I don't care about your feelings. Right. Sometimes the truth hurts, and it could be considered disrespectful because it hurts your feelings, right? Like, if I know you and you want to argue and, like, we want to talk about real things, all right, so let's talk about real things. Like, you need to get your house in order, and me telling you that in the manner of which we're arguing, and I'm saying get your shit together, you're going to feel like it's disrespectful. But is it not the truth? You do need to get your shit together. It's fact. Right. Some people don't like hearing the truth, and to them it could be disrespectful because they're used to people putting stuff in the bowl and wrapping it up and giving it to them as a gift, as the truth, and delivery too. But sometimes, like, that's why I say I don't argue with people, because I'm not going to argue. I'm not going to say anything that's not true to you. And when I say it to you, you're going to feel every word that I said, and I meant it. And it's at the time that you need to hear it. But sometimes you need the truth. I need the truth too. I don't like it. I'll tell you. Everybody knows me. I'll torch the shit out of you telling me the truth about myself. I heard you, but fuck you. Why you telling me right now? I don't want to hear it.
Some things you just can't come back from too, because, like, you can apologize all you want, but once you say it, it's said. Like, if it's something that is a deficiency or something that the person can't do nothing about it, like if your girl told you, like, hey, look, man, my last nigga had 15, like, whatever this is that you bringing to the table just ain't working for me. That's why I don't be wanting to give you none.
Right.
Ain't really nothing he can do to come back from that. If he tells you, like, my old girl was giving it to me 4 times a day, and if you can't handle that, like, like, these situations are, once you break that glass, then we just gonna walk around cutting our feet, or we just gonna get the hell away from each other, because some situations is, once you say it, it's said, and it's always gonna be out there that you said that shit. It's gonna be no coming back from it.
Exactly. And like you said, Haim, sometimes it may not even be the person that's delivering it. It just may be how you're taking it, your perspective on it, right? My thing about it was, like, if you're not able to receive this information, right, in such a way that you feel like, I don't care how much you love me, I don't care how much you care about me, but this isn't information, or this isn't a truth I needed you to tell me, or this isn't a truth I'm willing to accept, or like Sonny was saying about get your shit together. That may be not something somebody wants to hear. They may be delusional about it at this time, or they may be feeling like this isn't your truth to give me. You know what I'm saying? This isn't your place to be telling me these things, because this is personal to me, or this is in my perspective, this is something that I will decide on my own, not you decide it for me. And I think that causes that level of disrespect to be felt, or that causes that level of like, hey, I don't want to, I don't want to hear that from you because that's not your truth to be given.
But see, in that situation, like, you might not want to hear it because that truth is going to be disrespectful. That truth is going to be harsh. That truth is going to be too honest for the way that you've been carrying yourself. And like, it might be a time where you need to hear that shit. Like, whether it's the guy or the girl.
Yeah, but I think even sometimes when you tell somebody and you mean well, like your delivery is in a bow, wrapped up in a gift, and it's not harsh. Sometimes people feel like it's disrespectful and they get mad at you and they don't want to talk to you no more because they're mad because you said something that they didn't want to hear. And whether it was the moment, time, the delivery wasn't the issue because you said, hey, by the way, blah, 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 in the conversation, and they just took it how they took it. Like, and now they're feeling like you disrespected them or went against the grain.
So the counter to my points about the fact that this can be a disrespectful thing was that they felt that the problem lies in the fact that people will either get offended, feel disrespected, or just feel some kind of way about the truth, right? And they said that they feel like this means that it reduces our ability to tell people the truth, or reduces our ability to have people see the truth for what it is, because now everybody's offended, or now everybody's feelings are hurt and things like that. Do you think that truth is diminished because of feelings, because of these feelings of disrespect or offense and things like that? Do you think we have to stop telling the truth?
I think that's up to the person that's receiving whatever it is. You have to, again, like I just used us for example, you can't come from a place of defense. If you come in defensive to whatever it is that the person is saying, you could be giving me the best advice ever. But because I've already gone like, you telling me this shit and I don't want to hear it. That's shit that you don't want to hear. Sometimes the shit that you need to hear. You need to have the person who tells you the shit that you don't want to hear, the shit that you don't want to, like, you don't want to break the glass with yourself, because like, again, once it's said, it's out there, and now we both understand that this is what it is. But you can allow yourself to be in a bubble. You can get real with yourself, and if you can't be real with yourself, then you can't be real with me. And if you can't be real with me, then we have issues.
Yeah, I feel you there. Sonny, what you think?
I agree. Like I said, as much as I don't like hearing the truth, I do like hearing the truth. I'm gonna say that I do like hearing the truth. Sometimes, and not in certain moments, I don't want to hear it. But I actually hear what people say to me, like, especially if I know that they're not coming from a place of malicious intent. And sometimes I feel like some people need to deliver to me harsh. That's the only way I'm gonna be like, oh my God, I heard you, right? But I feel like to Heinz's point, you have to be honest with yourself. Like, so even though in the moment that you may be saying to me, like, if I say, Willie, this is my problem, blah, 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 you give me hard cold facts and you give it to me wrong, like, I'm not about to spare your feelings, you need to hear this shit, maybe you'll get your shit together, right? I can appreciate that, but in that moment, I'm gonna not want to hear it. But once I'm done talking to you, I may be even upset or hurt by it, right? But I'm gonna sit with myself and be honest. Is what he's saying is true?
Well, yeah, was he right?
So yeah, all right. So what? Like, it's not. He didn't say it like. Like, maybe I needed to hear that way because I wasn't getting it, and maybe I needed my feelings hurt, so maybe I get my shit together, right? But I have to sit with myself because, like, it's a lot of stuff that I don't want to hear in that moment, but I need to hear, and that's how I take things. Sometimes I need to hear it, whether I want to or not, whether I like it or not. I needed to hear it. It's just in order to do whatever needs to happen next. So for me, I don't really get, like, I don't really get upset at people that I know that really love and give a fuck about me tell me something that I need to hear, whether it's in the moment. Like, now, if he said to me in a malicious intent, I'm probably going to ignore the hell out of you. I heard you though, all the same. Right. But like, you said it with malice, and so now I can't respect how you said it to me, because if you love me, you wouldn't have gave it to me that way. If that makes sense.
No, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. I mean, but I think sometimes still your perspective or still your feelings could get hurt, or could get or you can come away offended because it just may be a truth you don't want to hear. I mean, you know, I've definitely been told by someone a piece of truth that came across to me like, damn, like, you feel this way, and you know, and I didn't understand that it was just them trying to be helpful. You know what I'm saying? And I did have to take a step back and think about it, think it through. Like, okay, you know what? Maybe. I mean, even though they weren't being malicious, they weren't saying it meanly, they weren't being nasty about it. They just were like, look, you know, this is the deal. You know, this is what you need to do. This is how, you know, I see it. This is the strategy you need to use. Blah blah blah. And I just was like, but I was still hearing like, bad thing, bad thing, bad thing. And I felt like I was being judged, or I felt like I was being told to do something that person didn't think that I could accomplish on my own without their help or without their advice, rather. And, you know, at the time, I was definitely not in a headspace to understand the reason behind them telling me until I really kind of, you know, thought it through, talk to them about it a little bit, like why did you tell me this, or why did you feel like I needed to know this at this time? And you know, they were like, oh well, you know, no, I just, you know, felt like, you know, this was important, you know, at the moment. I recognized this and just felt like, you know, this will be helpful. And it was just like, oh, okay. And then I started to see the why, you know what I'm saying? I started to see the pieces of the puzzle come together. And so I definitely felt like, you know, perspective is a lot, and it could be somebody telling you to get your shit together, or it could be somebody tell you that, you know, hey, you're not doing your business right, or it could be someone telling you that you need to stop working so much on this and work more on that, change your strategy up, change the way you're doing
just be, here's another perspective that you may not have even thought of, or a view that you may not have seen. This is one thing. Smooth, I always say like that. Smooth was somebody who told me that, like, maybe you got to look at things from all angles. Try to look at it from this angle, improve the argument. Nah is somebody that I really fuck with Nah, because Nah makes me think about shit, and it's like, damn, I didn't even think about it like that, or I didn't even look at that angle on it. So like, certain people, you'll have them conversations with and understand like that it ain't coming from a place of no BS. Like you said, this is just about, sometimes the truth might be disrespectful. And if it's coming from the right person, or it's all about, like I said, it's all about the person that's receiving it.
Exactly.
Because if it's coming from the right person, then they're going to receive it the right way.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because the message is the message. It's just all about how did you get the message.
Yeah, sometimes the messenger ain't the one you want to hear from. And sometimes you definitely want to sometimes you definitely want to see things, like you said, from different angles. You definitely want to see perspective. And I think if for the most part we're doing that, we can still tell the truth. We can still have truth and let truth be truth, and not feel like it's. What was that?
That what you just said is that's right there is the joint that I be hating though. People will get caught up in who is the message coming from and not what the message is. The message is the part that you need to pay attention to. Fuck if your little cousin is the one telling you. Like, just because he's 17 and you like, well, how the fuck he gonna tell me about? No, stop focusing on how you got the message. Focus on what the message was. Was he right or wrong? Was he coming from a place of trying to help you or hurt you? Like, don't get caught up in how you.
And that's why I think I had most issues with people that I know
because of something my daughter told me. Like, my daughter was, I think Cobb was like 10 at that time, maybe 11. It was something, a conversation me and her had. So I know she's not coming from a place of like, of malice. It's my daughter. And I never told her that was why I switched the format, but it was like, don't get caught up into what it is that she's saying. Just listen to the words. The words are important, is what I always tell people.
Yeah, I think that's for me. I struggle with like people that are around me. Like I'll talk to you about stuff, like, and I'm on the people like, don't come and tell me stuff like like I don't know who you are, right? Like you can't tell me something like I don't know you as a person. Like know you, not like fake know you, pretend know you, know of you, like know you, like you supposed to know me. Thank you, Zay, for participating. But
Zay.
And they always say, well, you can't talk to me, and I'm always harsh. And I'm like, I'm not harsh. I'm just direct. But like, you know that I'm telling you this out of love. Like, I'm not malicious, and I'm one of the people that if I say it to you, if somebody can't say, oh, well, Sonny said blah, blah, blah behind your back, girl, I said it too. Mm-hmm. So ain't no, she said this, I said it to you, but when I talk to you, we're having a grown-ass conversation. So blah, 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 this, that, and the third. And like, I'm not just telling you to get your shit together. I'm like, here's how I can help you if you want help, blah, 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 blah. Like, I'm not just saying, get your shit together, get your shit together, get your shit together. No.
Right.
I got solutions. Whether or not you want to take them is totally up to you. I'm not going to be offended if you don't take my options of solutions. But at the same time, to Smooth's point, I don't want to keep hearing about it if you're going to keep doing the same shit. Like, right?
Exactly.
So, but like, here's the solutions, and I love you. I'm going to be here for you, whether you do the shit or not, right? Whether you do what I said or take my options or not, I'm still going to be here. If you hit rock bottom, I'm still going to be here. I may not be in the more form or fashion that I was prior, but I'm still going to be here to some extent to assist you. So not only am I telling you what you need to do or telling you to get your shit together, I'm giving you options, and I'm still going to be here, whether you get your shit together or not. I would love for you to do that, but like, you know, you want to sit out, like, because once all I'm gonna say is like, you done? Are you done? Because I know you sick and tired of being sick and tired. So when you done, let me know and we can figure this shit out. I'm gonna be here to help you do this process. But I think a lot of people do get hung up on people not doing what they want them to do when they want them to do it because they said it. I gave you advice and you ain't take it. No, I don't. They don't have to take your advice. Is advice. You can advise someone to do something. Doesn't mean that you advise them to do something and they do it. Now, would nice if they did some of the shit then probably help themselves? Sure. But guess what? People are people that make their own minds up. They're not going to do what you want them to do.
Oh, all the time.
Yeah, be there anyway.
Right. All right. Another great show in the books. All right. Sonny, tell the folks where they can find you.
You can find me on the BS3 network.
Sonny, talk that shit.
Go ahead and watch the first live show. And then when we put the second one up, you already got a preview of what happened and what went down and how I had to buy a car ride home. Had my sister in tears because I was out here. We listened and we didn't judge, and I was thinking. But anyway, you can catch me at IamSunny_D, Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, and TikTok. Until the blog that Hank was referring to earlier, because it ain't go over my head. I called it, I just ain't say it. Unreservedly Me is my website, my blog. I still blog. You can go there and read my shit.
For sure.
Sonny just let that softball go though, because she didn't mention that she's on episode 157 of the How to Hustle podcast.
Oh, I did. Oh, and you didn't send me the link either. But okay.
I didn't send it to you this morning. My bad.
No, you did not. I saw the post. I didn't see the link.
My bad. I will get you that link sent over in 30 seconds after we log off tonight. Episode 157, like I said, featuring Sonny. It is a recap of the How to Hustle podcast from Hank, where we just throw her out different topics to get Sonny's reaction. The Custom Hustle World, Custom Hustle Co. on Twitter. We just launched the CH5s, the 5th version of the sneaks and the boots last week. We have new product also coming this week. So you stay tuned to the Custom Hustle World page on Instagram, Custom Hustle Co. on Twitter, where you will be able to see those new products launching this week. Also at H2H Cleaning on Instagram only, and on the BS3 network on your Roku TV app. You can find me, part of the Podcast Link live show. We on the Tizoo now, Sonny. On the Tizoo.
For sure. And it's your boy, Willie Styles, in the building. Interact with me over at Willie Styles on IG and Twitter. I'm Willie.Styles on Snapchat and TikTok. You can visit me at stylesradio.com for all the hot tracks that I'm listening to. WillieStyles.info for all my links. All right. I think I ran through some of the links earlier. Make sure you guys get over to GFTRadioshow.com for all of our socials, all of our links to our recaps on video. Also listen on demand, all the favorite audio platforms. Go over to gftradio.created@spring.com for all of our merchandise and accessories that you can purchase with our logos and sayings and things like that. I actually got to get up out of here real quick. So everybody, have a great night, and we are.
Yo, it's your boy Dame here.
Hey guys, it's your girl Sunny D.
Yo, it's your boy Smooth from the GFT Radio Network.
What up, though? It's your boy Willie Styles in the building.
Join us Mondays at 10 p.m. live on Twitch, YouTube, and our Facebook. And if you miss us, don't worry. You can catch it on our website, gftradioshow.com. And if you feel like talking to us every day, join our Facebook group.
At Join the Conversation, the group where you can discuss all kinds of topics.
Catch me also, Fans Respected, Dope Sports Show. Holla at your boy.
You can cop some merchandise over at our store, teespring.com/stores/GFT Radio. You can get t-shirts, sweatshirts, masks, and even more.
Next time on GFT Radio, what are we talking about? Join the conversation to find out.
Make sure you get at us on GFTradioshow.com for all of our audio and video playbacks, as well as links to all of our social media sites.